could hear me.
Guys, Ultimate VO Survivor is back.
It's story time. Pull up your comfy chair and join us for Episode 3, Narration, Audiobook, Let's Get Mic'd on the Ultimate VO Survivor, Take 3, presented by Bodalgo. Thanks for joining us for Get Mic'd, the Ultimate VO Survivor, Take 3. Let's give it up for your generous sponsors. Tune in next week for Episode 4, Animation Gaming. Don't miss our grand finale, live at VO Atlanta, March 23rd, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, an amazing, gorgeous man named Mr. Mike was living the dream. Shh. Come on, wake up. Listen up, wonderfuls. The Get Mike team is back again this week with the Ultimate VO Survivor Take 3. And this week's episode, Narration Audiobook category, which is brimming with tantalizing tales, including the ones on the back of Ellie and Deb. But we won't go there. This is an industry often taken for granted and can be very lucrative as a career for budding talent. Many companies have a strong need for narration, for corporate mission statements, to documentaries, to audiobooks, and more. Oh yeah, you know what? Tonight we will cover audiobook and then a fun version of documentary. Like David Attenborough, sort of. So grab a comfy chair, sit back with your minx, relax, and let our fantastical storytellers bring the world and the words magically to life. From corporate narrations to documentaries to in-show personalities in the growing world of audiobooks. Tonight's UVOS episode presented by the fabulous Bodalgo. And it will rocket you on a journey of sheer vocal delight as 13 uber-talented, correct Eb, 13, 1-3, I can count, semi-finalist VO contestants audition to inspire audiences with a win-coveted spot at the grand finale at VO Atlanta. Oh, we know who runs that, baby. Whether you're watching live or on our rebroadcast, this is an incredibly rare glimpse into the world, rarely witnessed but always heard. Learn from the top VO talents as they pour their hearts out, that's better, not hats, out to entertain and change the vibration of this planet. We will likely finish off a bit later tonight because I have to have a shower in between. So we can fit everybody in and let's get comfortable and we'll all live happily ever after. The beginning. Okay, listen folks, these talented people need your support and your vote, so come on, play along on our Twitch TV Get Mike channel and our Facebook page. Use your powers to share this wonderful world, and our winner from tonight's episode will advance to the grand finale, winning a free trip to compete on the VO Atlanta stage, the longest-running voiceover convention out there. Tonight's episode, again, is brought to you by Bodalgo. Don't forget that. All right. We are live! Let's get to it and help us crown the Ultimate VO Survivor Take 3 Narration Audiobook winner. I, Mr. Mike, and our fabulous judges and amazing UVOS team promise to keep an eye on the clock, tick-tock, tick-tock, and the ball rolling, adding some creativity while guiding you through an evening of wild and wondrous entertainment. I bet Ellie wrote that. Tonight, you will escape into the magical realm of voiceover, but we ask you to tune in every Wednesday night in February for something you just can't order on Amazon, unless, of course, Amazon TV picks us up and and our show goes live, hint on Amazon. Anyway, finally, a huge shout out to everyone who has joyously participated in 3 spectacular voice categories to take home thousands of dollars in ultimate prizes. All right, open those pages for our first round of auditions in the Ultimate VO Survivor Episode 3 category Audiobook Narration Documentary. Oh, wait a minute. Our judges will then share a quick critique, comment, whatever you call it, following each audition so contestants and folks online stay focused on the nuggets they give. The judges only have 1 minute to critique or a buzzer will be employed or deployed, which will annoy the living crap out of you-know-who, and at least I don't have to do it. Thank goodness. Did I hear it? I didn't hear it. Zach was probably murdered. Anyway, judges will be listening to your slates, people, so don't forget to slate your name and have some fun. Show your creativity, how you connect to the script, and the male character, and the female character, and the wonderful non-binary character, whatever. Your vocal variety, your overall performance, and how much you understand the genre, and of course, how much fun you're having in both your script choices. So, let's get to it and meet your incredible panel of judges and your hardworking Get Mike team for the Ultimate VO Survivor Round 2, category Narration Audiobook Documentary. Well, this amazing man is the winner of over 50 industry awards and is the voice of thousands of commercials who is heard across the USA every day. He is also co-owner of VO Atlanta and co-producer of the One Voice Conference USA and a man wanted by the CIA. That's right, the Crustacean Immolation Association for the cold-blooded murder of tens of thousands of lobsters. He is JMCJ Michael Collins.
Wow!
You look like a cute little baby there, I gotta tell you.
Oh,
you are not the father.
I knew it. And of course, our creators of the Ultimate VO Survivors, two ladies, or laddies if you're Scottish, who have dedicated months, make that years to this project, all with a love to give back. In a world of lethargy, these two ladies wanted to create something that made a difference, and they did. Our Get Mike founders, Deb and Ellie Ray. First up, Deb Monroe Nordine, over 30 years of experience as a voice talent coach and producer, working from the comfort of her home in her PJs. Deb has poured her heart and soul into this competition. Trust me, she has. An award-winning powerhouse of energy, talent, and drive, all rolled into one. Time efficiency is her middle name, unlike mine, so she will get right to the point with no holds barred attitude, sure to entertain and educate. Passion plus, Deb loves what she does and can't wait to share it with you. Deb, hello.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank goodness for speech therapy. And this wonderful person, this alchemical wizardess, prophetess, and a shape-shifting unicorn dragon queen, has been raising the vibration of storytelling for 3 countless eons. I'm not going there. Currently for an award-winning 45 years in film. She started when she was a fetus. In television, stage, radio, internet, etc. The ever-loved bon vivant doctor of laws, actor, writer, director, producer, illustrator, new performer, professor of and commander of all things creative. I added that. I don't know why. Continues to wow the masses with her extra special brand of magic and fearless play. I love her dearly. Let's get this party started with Ellie Ray.
Yay! Welcome, folks. Let's have some fun. Rock and roll.
Right, but not before we give it up for our amazing volunteer VA tech team, OBS producer Jade Ball, Rachel Z and Zach Hendricks, and all things production, Jinbra McIntosh, Earl Fisher, Storm Waters, Heather Loretto, Trudy Sue Hicks, Jabil Berger, Roman Barry, John Harris, Onyx Vulcan, Delilah Halabi, Sean Marquez, Kayla Haycoop, Michelle Jelly, Suzanne Amy, and all who have helped us put this monster together. I'm a monster. Okay, now, we gotta kick it into gear. Open your minds, people, because things are about to take a turn. Without further delay, welcome to the Bodalgo Get Mike stage. All right, the first one to the microphone tonight is a previous UVOS champion gracing our stage. He's a wonderful lad. I know I've talked to him personally. Here he is, Alexander Cantrell.
Wow.
Wow, Alexander V is an Atlian, or well, he's an Atlantean, tried and true, with a love of deep stories that are told I didn't write that. He wants to tell us some of his own stories and help others tell theirs along the way. Multifaceted in his creative abilities, Alexander, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's good to be here. Great to see everybody. My name is Alexander V. Cantrell, and here we go. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped. Whipping her blade into a reverse crescent, Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled. The fanatic gleam deepened in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now It was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreated, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner behind Alex. He leveled his sword to point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
All right. JM sees the day. You're muted, my friend.
You think I know how to use Zoom after all these years. You are an exceptional storyteller. Set aside the couple of little stumbles along the way, but you're gripping, you're engaging, very compelling to listen to. I could see the scene unfolding in my mind's eye, which is what you want when you're listening to that kind of content. Thought the read got even stronger as it went along, as you started to get into the action and the action words came to life a little bit more than they did at the beginning. I don't have a lot for you. I think it's a compelling read that got better as it went along. Good job.
Thank you, sir. Debo Monroe.
Alexander, welcome back. First of all, you are I think he hit it right. You're just such a great storyteller. You bring us in, you draw us in. Because I've seen you before and watched you perform. I think for me, just like what JMC was saying, towards the end is when you really came into the Alexander I know. I felt that the beginning, although you gave it some nice anticipation and good energy as to what the words were describing, I felt it could have used a bit more dynamics, because it felt like it was all in that intensity, which it kind of is. But what I love about your voice is how you go into that intimate. When you go into the intimate, man, I'm just there. So your ending was absolutely beautiful. I think it really started for me when you said she lunged. That's when I really got some nice texture and tonality out of your voice and more personality. Nice drive of energy overall, though. Just more of your intimate, really nice pickups. Like, have some fun with those pickups, even in a situation like that. But really good job, Alexander. Thank you so much. I loved your ending. It was wonderful.
El Rey.
Well, I absolutely adore you, and you are the wonder in Wonderful. You need to have a sense of wonder as a storyteller and a sense of awe, and you have a great combination of both. It opens with a snarl. So I think you did hit it right from the top. Yes, it grew into a different place, but your resonance is so strong, and your ability to actively take lines and put them into movement is fantastic. And because he's snarling and fighting with the blade right off the beginning, it came on strong for me. And my only question, I loved so much about it. It was so poetically active for me. You've got poetry in your storyteller and mystery and wonder. Like I said, I would wonder where the climax is. So I don't think that you kind of grew by the end. I just it seemed, where was the climax in this story? That would be my only question, because I found it completely engaging, like JMC said, and I absolutely love your vocal quality.
Thank you, Alexander. All right, before we get to our next contestant, how's my level now? We're not burning people's ears out, right?
Great. Thank you.
Beautiful. Let's give it a special shout out to our episode 1 winner, Kara O'Brien. You can catch Kara live on the VO Atlanta stage for our finale, March 23rd, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Hey, congratulations, Kara. That was a monster of a script, I remember. Oof, and you nailed it. All right, our next contestant up, making her way into the room, is Sarah Gleason. Sarah is a super mom, an acting aficionado who refreshingly reliable and remarkably resilient, hilarious, helpful, humble, hopeful, and apparently a naturally nice, noticeably nearsighted Norwegian nymph. Wow, alliteration at its best. Here is Sarah Gleason. She's right there. There's a slight glitch. There we go. Unglitchy. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Great to have you here, Sarah. Begin whenever you're ready.
Have fun, baby.
I am a teller of tales, a spinner of stories. I'm a lover of literature, a warbler of words. Who am I? I'm a storyteller. I'm Sarah Gleason. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. Alana clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now, it was her turn to attack, in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged, and she countered blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms moved, distracting her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner, behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Woohoo!
Deadman Rock.
Awesome. That's a good one. Hey, Sarah, thank you so much. You know what? I love what you're trying to do with your slate, and I think it's really clever. I think I'd rather hear it more ad-lib than feeling like it's something you knew ahead of time. Just my personal preference, that's all. Really great start. I loved your differentiation between your characters. They were really strong. I knew who was who, and that was really great for me. I like your pacing choices. You make some really nice pacing choices, give energy where it belongs, kind of relax it where it doesn't, and I love that about you. I'm also really more engaged with your deeper tones with your narrator, because I find the deeper tones draw me in even a bit more. And it's not that I need you to focus on being deeper overall. It's just there was times when you did kind of go deeper, like for example, the word lunged and things like that. And earlier, you've got this beautiful, strong woman. And when your higher pitches are in, it gives me a little bit more like the narrator was questioning some things versus relaying it back to me. So that's the only thing I found, which is just a very minor critique. I like what you do, and again, I really loved your pacing choices. It really brought me in the energy that I think that this would deserve and have. So overall, really good. I love your character work. Just fantastic character work. I would just play with the depth of the narrator a bit more, but nice choices.
Elster.
I agree, absolutely. Were wonderful in your original auditions. You did every category, and you dressed and you changed characters, and you are very whimsical and wondrous and a great storyteller. And your choice of characterization off the top, just wonderful, great anger. I agree with Deb on the lower tones. The lifting on the end of it, where you'd question it. It did sound like it lightens the tonality of the overall depth of this fight that they're having. That is the only thing. I loved your accelerating breath. I love how you accelerated with speed. There was beautiful moments. You did add a little word in at his member at arms move distractedly, which I went, oh, I love that. Where's her mind taking her right now? I liked your slate. It was a storyteller slate. It was a poet's slate. It was for a category like this, and I did like it. Maybe just a tad too long, but I loved everything about what you brought to the table, Sarah.
Thanks, Ellie. JMC Monster.
Yeah, strong. I got you, Mr. Mike. Strong ditto to those two. And for me, I was impressed by your ability to fairly effortlessly shift between accents and characters, and to do it effectively, which is not an easy thing to do for most people. You were engaged in the story. I was listening and again visualizing, like I said to Alexander. It was I was there, and I mean that's the goal of a narrator, is to make me see it in my mind's eye. You accomplished it. Good read.
Fantastic. Way to go, Sarah.
Good job, Ben.
Yeah, liking it. All right, folks at home, nothing like a good audiobook and perhaps a little paint-by-number set. But anyway, to put this competition into perspective, you folks watching and listening to these skilled contestants lift the words off the page, this is kind of like an educational experience. It's rare to watch talent perform, so it's a good opportunity to take notes and maybe think about, maybe you want to do this. It's a lot of fun, and boy, if you get really good at it, you get to go to Comic-Cons and spit on people you don't like. Wait, who wrote that? I didn't. All right, we're ready for our next contestant. Oh, great, look, it's another returning finalist and UVOS retreat winner, and that's just a few of her accolades. Welcome, Joanne Lichtenstein.
Bingo.
She's a versatile performer with a particular flair for accents. All right, okay, great. She is a Joanne of all trades. I like that. An award-winning performer, artist, and writer, having survived a long and rather peculiar career behind the scenes in entertainment. Are you ready for Joanne Lichtenstein?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
You want the Licht in there?
Wow. Hi.
Hi.
So nice to be here. Hi, I'm Joe. Where am I from? It's hard to know. Am I American? Or am I British? Oh, just a wee bit schizophrenic. Well, sometimes Joe thinks she's a Scot. Don't know what she is and what she is not. Hard to know from where she hails. Is she from Ireland or is she from Wales? Well, now, sometimes she thinks she's from the South until something else comes out of her mouth. Her surname is German, but maybe she's French. Wherever she's from, she's a voice-over mensch. En garde. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one. Obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords, body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered, blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
I think Joanne just reminded me I need blue shield. Ellie Ray, you're up.
Oh my God. Okay. So you're fantastic. Obviously, you're brilliant and you're very, very theatrical. I loved your slate. I love that it was poetic. I love that it rhymed. I love that it went on and it was clever and it was great. And it was a little story, perhaps maybe just a tad too long, but for this thing, it's perfectly fine. If you're really auditioning in the real world, somebody would get pissed off for sure. Not me. Love that you had props. Love that you came in with a playful sense of the copy. Your theatricality was huge from the top. I loved it. You have wonderful, obviously your accents are all great. And I got to hear many of them in your slate, which was very clever because you went to a neutral accent for the read. So it was great for me. Your attitude, you had attitude as the narrator, and the attitude of the narrator was in the energy of your characters. I might suggest that you might want to switch that up so that you could have some internal moments and add some mystery. That's the only thing that I would query, is that watch the energy of the characters does not become that of the narrator. But other than that, I thought you had beautiful moments, very theatrical, really driven, great voice. You're just a wonderful talent, Joanne.
Thank you, Ellie. Jean-Michel Collin.
Merci, monsieur. Refresh my memory, Joanne. Your native accent is UK, right?
No, American.
You are American. Okay.
Yeah, I do both.
So there was something that stood out for me in this read that I found a little jarring, and that was the pronunciation of A as A over and over again. It made the read feel very mechanical. I know most people would say there and not A, and it just felt a little bit stiff, and it kept distracting me as you were going through the read. It didn't feel natural. So that was just a big thing that was an immediate takeaway. You're fun, you got a ton of energy, you're getting into it, your characters are there. Do you consume a lot of this kind of content, fantasy content?
No.
Okay, that I can tell a little bit. The previous two contestants that we listened to I think they do. And I could tell a little bit that you were not quite as engaged with this. So one of I think big takeaways is, even if it's content that you're not as familiar with, or maybe a genre of audiobook that you're not as interested in, you've got to dive in and just be all in on it. And I could, I'm going to get buzzed in a minute, but I produced my own promo demo about a year ago, and I put a Bridgerton spot on there. And you guys know Bridget Reel. I passed it to her to have a listen, and the first thing she said is, "You don't watch that show, do you?" I said, "No, I don't." So immerse yourself. You've just got to get a little deeper into it and feel like it's something that you're connected to. But again, great energy, a lot of fun, and for this competition, I like the slate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, I just wrote down slate was too long, so I loved what you did with the slate. What makes it so clever, and I don't mean to repeat, but is that you showed off that all these characters that you do have, which we know is just a real strong suit for you. I love all the isms you added to the character in the beginning. You really brought us there physically. We were in the scene with you. Your characters were so strong. I question, though, Alex and Alana sounded similar in gender, so that's the one thing that they kind of blended a bit for me. My problem is actually with the narrator. I felt like it was too big, and I think that what you were trying to do was go for an intense energy, which I totally appreciated. I think that's the right choice, but I felt like it all stayed in one kind of almost yell. It almost felt like you were yelling the story out to me, and I would have preferred a bit more dynamics in that, because I know you and I know you're intimate as well. And it felt so similar to what JMC was saying. It felt over articulated. The narrator felt very articulated, and so it wasn't as comfortable as I would like it. It felt like you were just pushing a bit too hard. But the characters just draw me in so wonderfully, and I just love you as a storyteller. You're so incredibly talented. Your slate shows up even more than that. So thank you so much, Joanne. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne. All right, speaking of voting, it's time to celebrate our audience favorite. Were we speaking of voting? I don't remember. Anyway, from episode 1, give it up for Matt Chalik. Well, that clapping didn't work. Anyway, the audience definitely got it right on this one. Matt had a masterful performance, earning him a custom prize package catered just for him. He's one of our favorites. Congratulations, Matt. An audition well earned. And we're going to move our next contestant into the booth, the special UVOS magical booth where no one has died yet.
Oh, it's not Cassandra.
Person.
Okay. Who are we bringing in? All right.
It's me.
Okay, well, that was easy. All right, we're going to move Avery Luna into the booth. As soon as you're ready, Storm, you can play that little ditty.
Yeah, little ditty.
We're having some tech tonight, kids. It's okay.
Oh boy. What else is new?
You know what? Avery has been acting and narrating for over 2 years now. Doesn't seem like it, and is having a great time. And as he says, there's money. Wow, you found money after 2 years? Now that's talent. An attention grabber, always begging to be the one to read out loud to the class. And now look at him. No, seriously, he wants you to look at him. I can't, I just had food. Anyway, here's Avery Luna.
Woo woo. My turn.
Relaxing.
Is it my turn to go?
Yeah, baby.
There you are.
All right. Well, my name is Avery Luna. And if that was bad, then screw yourself. And if you didn't understand what my name was, Avery Luna. And also I go by the voice ogre sometimes. Because, I'm big and I do voice ogres or whatever. It's funny. Anyways, that's me. And I'm going to do the script now. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip and into a corner. Behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Thank you, Avery. Mr. J. Michael Collins.
Your voice is, just your vocal quality is pretty friggin' hard to ignore. It's compelling. It makes you want to keep listening, and you're a friggin' good storyteller. I don't have a lot for you. I was engaged from top to bottom. If I want to pick on one little thing, maybe there were one or two places along the way where you were relying on your pipes just a little too much, and you slightly disengaged from the story. But if it happened for 2 or 3 seconds, and then you were right back. Yeah, that's some pretty good stuff, man.
Deb.
Your slate was really fun. I would have kind of cut it off after your name, though. I thought it was just perfect up to that point, and then I think it just went on long for me. But I loved what you did up to that point. You brought me in completely from beginning to end. I was engaged. I didn't even have to follow the words because I was knowing what you were saying, what you were talking about. You made me feel the energies. I love the dynamics you gave me. You gave me quieter and louder and bigger and softer. There was great energy in there. You had a really nice breath moment for the narrator, where the narrator took a breath and a deep gasp in the story, and I thought that was wonderful. I loved it. Really nice close. I wanted to hear a bit more of the intimate, and you kind of brought me there at the end, or slowing down, even though the script isn't really slowing down. So I really loved that. I thought it was excellent overall. Good job, Avery.
Thanks, Deb. Ellie Ray.
Okay, Avery, I really absolutely love you. If somebody can make me hold my breath when I'm listening, you took my breath away, literally. And for 2 years acting, man, you have got, your voice is so engaging, and your internal reactions of your narrator, the narrator was experience the darkness of the story. And it made me experience the darkness of the story. And I loved that, because the narrator wasn't commenting, but was feeling, and it was just incredible. The strain, incredible use of speed and rhythm in a story that is active, but doesn't have a lot of characters speaking. And I found it fascinating. And your characters are, you're fabulous. You're just fabulous.
Thank you, Avery. All righty then. Hey, you know, we're really rocking this job. We just want to take a moment to thank all of you at home. Thank you, Zach, for helping us share this with the world. We wanted to give back during the pandemic, and this has turned into a monster of love, passion, and, well, none of it would be possible without any of you, especially our UVOS family. Are we ready for our next contestant? We certainly are. Here is Cassandra Gallegos, or Gallegos. Correct me if I'm right. Cassandra is a host of animation to audio drama credits to her name. In her spare time, she likes to live, laugh, and love. Not really. She's sassy, sarcastic, and chaotic neutral at best. But she is a friend to animals, large and small, so that gives me a pass. Please welcome Cassandra Gallegos.
In my very first week on the air in radio at 15 years old, I had to talk about a collective farm in Texas, which was a maquiladora. And of course, being a white boy, I said maquiladora. So I would like to welcome Cassandra Gallegos.
Yay, good job. Go ahead, Cassandra, you're on.
I didn't know if it was Portuguese.
Yes, hello. Yes, I am Cassandra Gallegos, yes.
Thank you.
Take it away, Cassandra.
No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack, in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner, behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Eres asombrosa, Cassandra Gallegos.
Woo, Cassandra.
I had to redeem.
Redeeming.
Deb, you're up.
Awesome. Well, that was supposed to be my name, Cassandra, when I was born. Anyway, Cassandra, the your characters, the two characters felt the same. So Alana and Alex just felt like the same person. They didn't have a differentiation, but I loved what you were doing with Alex and how you're bringing that in. I love the emotion you're trying to get. I could hear in your just in your person as well. You have beautiful empathy, and I love that about you. I think though, for me, the narrator felt a bit stated. So it felt a little over articulated to me in a lot of spots, which gave me a little bit more of an artificial tone that I think you meant it to be. You have some really nice emotional moments I can hear you bringing and trying to be in the story and bringing us there. And then you had this beautiful moment where you kind of hugged the voice and this gorgeous texture came out of your voice. That's when I was just right in there. I love that when you were in that moment. I would love to suggest you to use more breath to be able to give you anticipation and energy changes and things like that. And I think that would have helped for the anticipation of what this narrator was going through and trying to describe that story to us. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Deb. Alejandra Rios.
I already love you because you're a friend to animals, so you already just win it for me. I don't even care about the audition because you won me on just your description. But there's a subtlety to you that I absolutely adore. You're subtle. You also have a unique innocence to your voice. There's kind of a youthful quality that came in and out, but it's quite innocent and it's quite heroic in its innocence. And I feel that it's incredible. But you want to find some darker tones in this, and you want to find your climax because you had these wonderful, kind of whimsical, interesting switch ups. And the way you stated, you did this really interesting thing on made her wince. You actually staccatoed it, and I went, "Oh, that was an interesting choice." There was phenomenal choices. I just wanted you to find your climax and your depth of push into it because your lightness and your innocence and love of animals made you subtly soft in your exploration of a darker story.
Thanks, Ellie. Thank you. KOL, King of Lobsters, J. Michael Collins.
Cassandra, I like the fact that you're the only contestant so far who chose to take a subtler, smaller, more intimate approach on this script. I thought that was a bold choice, and I thought for the most part it was an effective one. I would have loved to have heard one or two places along the way where you broke that up with something out of the blue, bigger and more powerful, just to keep my attention a little bit more. And I think that would have been an incredible technique had you deployed it. But I mean, I was there with you. I was interested because you weren't trying too hard, and I mean that in a good way. It didn't feel like you were forcing it. And then with a script like this, it's easy to take it too far. So yeah, that registered pretty well with me. Good job.
Thank you, Cassandra. Alrighty then. Hey, if you caught last week's show and the commercial promo episode, you might be curious as to who won. Well, a big shout out goes to George Novick. He wowed our judges in the commercial category and is on his way to Atlanta. Which one of tonight's contestants will be joining him and join the ranking? We'll see. As our next contestant makes their way into the magnificent booth at UVOS, let's see if it is. It is. It's Dennis Hull. Let me tell you something about Dennis. His voice changed when he was in the 8th grade. So it started out here and it's been a defining characteristic ever since. He has years of experience singing, working in broadcast radio, and voicing all kinds of stuff. And he's a proud UVOS repeat offender. Dennis Hull, everybody. Say hi, Den.
Well, howdy ho.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dennis Hull.
Awesome. Take all the time you need, Dennis. You begin when you're ready.
Okay. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grade of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords. body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip and into a corner. Behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Nice. Lioness Ellie Ray.
Okay, the lioness, fantastic. Dennis, you've got a great, great voice. And the lioness, where you landed it landed on the S sizzle at the close. You opened with speed at like an explosion. You were a freight train shooting through the sky. I was worried because I thought, oh, he's not going to land in there somewhere, like the grip of the sword where you have to, just let it land a couple of times. But then you did. And I was like, okay, good, good, good. Body to body and from crown to sword, you settled in and you tricked me because I really thought, oh, you're going. There's an overall speed that I like in story. It's the switching in the speed that is difficult. And I feel that you had the emotional speed that really went. And I think you could find a couple of more places where you just land it off the top, because I found the second half was where you really, and right into the close, you knew you were coming to the close. So you just let it fall. Oh, great job.
Thanks, Ellie Ray. JM Superman.
Yeah, man, what Ellie Ray said, and just my biggest takeaway from top to bottom was slow down. Find me some places where you just break up that rhythm. It became a little hard to engage with it, just because it was moving so quickly, that especially when you got into the narrator, when you went to he said or she said, away from the story itself, when you weren't in character, it just felt thrown away. And I mean, that can be a good thing in an audiobook, but also it can come across as almost just absent to some degree. So it's just a little rushed. But love your sound.
Yeah, Monroe.
Yeah, Dennis, definitely changing your pace is what's the key here. Is it just felt like go, go, go the whole way through. And I think that it really started with the two characters, because you rushed so much into the second character, they bled through a little bit, even though I could tell you distinctly had differentiation in your characters. But I think if you were at home doing this on your own, I think you'd be very relaxed into it. You wouldn't be rushing. It's very rare that we're auditioning audiobooks in this capacity. So I think that's kind of what got the better of that. Just the pace was the big thing. But I love the depth in your voice. But I got to tell you, I almost felt like I was watching a wrestling match. I felt like you were the wrestling announcer and I was watching it. So that the overall energy of it was there, like the craziness of the fight and everything that was going on, but it didn't give many dynamics inside it. That's all it really needed, to just change up those paces a bit. But the depth, when you get into those really nice textured places, oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Deb, and thank you, Dennis.
Woo!
Wow. Did you know we're like halfway through the show?
Yeah.
We are. So let's give a special mention to our presenting sponsor, Bodalgo. Bodalgo's an award-winning casting service that connects clients with voice actors from around the world, and what a world it is. In multiple languages. I got a few of them. So in fact, let's have a word from our sponsors.
Hello, and welcome to Voices.com, where all the greatest talents are located.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Storm, Jindra, Zach, Livia, and our entire UVOS team. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's dive right back in and travel to beautiful Malaysia. And our next contestant, the amazing Sam Yao. Sam is, well, like a well-traveled cloud. She's multilingual, multi-accented, and multicultured. Her multicultural personality means she can be breezy and bright and fluffy, ominous and stormy, soft and sensual, or anywhere in between. Her versatility and voice will bring these characters to life, exuding the client's message from within the clouds. Speaking of the clouds, let's float along with Sam Yao.
Uh-huh. Yow.
Oh, lovely to be here. Okay. Sam? Meow. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on Mel made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated, she lunged, the exchange a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his man-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner, behind Alex. He leveled his sword, point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, Linus.
Thank you, Sam. JMC note.
I love the close. I love the last 30 seconds of that or so. I think you landed the plane very, very nicely, and the story really came into its own there. You have some little emotes along the way that are really nice. I like this sigh, the wince that you had when she was in pain and she winced, and that came through. That was very, very authentic. There were places that just kind of bogged down into little sameness for me from time to time. But I think that, the sign of a good voice actor is when you start to recognize that in the middle of your read and you come out of it and you find ways to work around it. So I do think that there were moments where you felt that as well, and then you suddenly decided, okay, I need to get back into this and re-engage. And I did hear you do that. So that kind of awareness is the sign of somebody who has a good deal of potential and a bright future. And again, that last 30 seconds was gold. Really well done.
Thank you, JMC. Deb Monroe.
JMC definitely hit on a lot of the stuff that I was going to say. I love your slate. Slate's great. It's so fun, Sam. Very interesting that you chose a more Malaysian character, and I love that you did that. It's something unique, something we wouldn't expect to hear. And what's interesting is there's a lot of sentence endings that happen with that particular accent that we're not necessarily used to. So I love that you kind of brought that into there. I think it kind of took me out a little bit in some places, and I started to write down more dynamics, but that's not true. You gave me some really nice, some really great dynamics here. So I love that you do that. I did love that her speed changed for a bit and then slowed down a bit. I love that, but I agree with JMC. It was towards the end that you just drew me in. I was so there, and I loved what you did with the word screech. Just like what JMC said, you had these little embellishments that you did, and I thought they were really nice. So nice job overall. I crave more of the intimate, even though there's an aggression in this script. Good job, Sam.
Thanks, Deb. When they're in your face, you give them L.
Hey, you're a multi everything. For me, I loved it. I love the otherworldly accent. I love the other place, the non-American. I love all of that. I love it. It already adds mystery. You had a subtle softness to you, but you're when you went off yow, you brought that growl in your sigh. You brought it in the wince. You brought it in the squeak. You did it at the very last. You went. So you actually had a through line from your slate to right through it. Your embellishments had that growl in it. You were making the ugly face. You were feeling and acting. For me, I was like, I loved the whole onomatopoeia. You found onomatopoeia in words. And I like this subtle, soft, weird. You were like a crazy creature from another planet telling this. Like, I loved it. I thought you were spectacular.
Thank you, Ellie. Yow, zuh. Thanks, Sam.
Good job.
You know, that was like a comfy cloud, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, cloud.
All right, it's time to celebrate our audience favorite from last week's show, Janice Hunter. Voted in as audience top favorite thanks to you folks at home. So get ready to get your vote on for this week. But remember, there are 2 rounds in tonight's episode, so hold on to your votes until they're all done. Making her way into the room, time to give it up for Hannah Krelling. That's right, an upcoming voice, film actress, athlete, and model. Hannah has a passion for voice, often creating voices for her dog walking clients. Her dog walking clients, get it? Jumping at any opportunity, leading to some fun and good memories. She hopes to encourage others to do the same and dare to be limitless. Take it away, Hannah.
Hey, hi.
Hello.
Have some fun, friend.
There you are.
Thank you. You've heard the story of the Powerpuff Girls. They were sugar, spice, and everything nice. Well, let's give it a twist. We've got sass, we've got crass, and we've got a great ass. My name is Hannah, and I hope you enjoy my audiobook read. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Elena gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Elena gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now, it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Elena yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner, behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Thank you, Hannah. Deb.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hannah. Didn't get your slate, but no big deal. Sorry. That's not what I meant to say. Awesome fun on your slate, and I love your ass. That was great. That really got my attention, so I love that. Thank you so much. Nice differentiation of your characters. I knew right away that they were 2 distinctly different. I think that's very important. You have this beautiful intimacy about you, and I like that you chose that. I think that's a really fun choice for you, and it suits you really well. I would it's really interesting. You gave lots of dynamics in here, so I can't say that you didn't, which I love. But I wrote down, give even more aggression, get me even more breathy, and in fact, having a dramatic pause in the middle of a chaotic scene like that would also be good. The one thing I'd give you for a tip, I think you did great overall, but I find some of the sentence endings come in with your sentence beginnings. So where your end is, your beginning starts the same. I would just allow yourself more time, like I say, a dramatic pause every once in a while or something to just give that light. But overall, you gave some really nice choices. You meant your words, and I love your intimate delivery. Thank you so much.
I adore you because you love dogs. So I know I'm next. Thanks, Miss Marie. I adore you. And you open up with this fabulous slate about your ass, and then you come in soft. So we expect you're gonna go, in a great ass. And then you go, you came in soft, which was very interesting to me. But I wanted you to engage more. I found the narrator for me, and I loved it. You became sensual and you did all this stuff midway through, but I felt that you had a kind of a divergence with the narrator and the storyteller. So there was a narrator who gave us information and kind of got really clean on the information, and then there was a storyteller who got sensual and sexy and naughty, and your ass came in. And I wanted to include both of those together and rise to a climax, because your sensual shit is off the charts. That's your moneymaker.
Thank you, Ellie. Speaking of ass set, here's JMC.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh,
I'm gonna be a little tougher than the ladies. I love your voice. You have a really nice voice. You also know you have a really nice voice. I think you're relying on it a little too much. I think you're relying on your sound a little too much. I heard a lot of reading in there. I didn't hear as much engagement as I would have liked. There were flashes, there were moments, but I heard somebody who knows she sounds good and who was resting on that a little bit too much. And I would encourage you to, I always say, if I see my bookings go down by 10% over 2 weeks, I can go back without fail, listen to my auditions from 2 weeks earlier and go, oh, you think you're J. Michael Collins and you can do whatever you want, don't you? The moment you check out, even for a second, the buyer can hear it. Just engage a little bit more for me. I love your sound, though.
Thanks, JMC. Thank you, Anna.
Woo, thank you.
Hey, folks at home, if you've been watching our previous episodes, if you haven't seen them, well, you can always catch up via our website. Remember, folks, tune in next week for our last episode of the semifinals, Animation Gaming, February 15th from 7 to 9:30 p.m. It's an episode worth watching, I'm telling you. Let's give it up to everyone who auditioned, with over 1,821 auditions submitted with 48 semifinalists. This is, it's been an incredible season. Okay, so now it's time to bring up yet another returning contestant. Wow, this is like a great family of voice talent being born and stepping up to the mic. Let's hear from the one and only Kurt Bonham. Yep, a strong union contender with almost 40 years of experience as an actor, voice actor, musician, and variety performer. Multi-award winning for much of his work, Kurt is also a returning contestant to UVOS, as I said before, a voice acting teacher himself. We are excited to welcome him back to the stage. Oh boy, teach me, teacher. Here's Kurt Bonham.
Whoa.
Hey everybody, I am Kurt Bonham, and I'm coming to you here from my basement bunker booth buried in my backyard in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so honored to be back here with you all at UVOS Take 3. So let's do it.
Let's do it. You betcha.
No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now, it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged, and she countered blindly, lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated, she lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner, behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Well, I don't mean to be curt with you, but here's Ellie Ray.
You're hilarious. I'm not saying anything because you're fabulous. So all I'm going to say is you're an award winner. So what, listen, everybody's a winner here. What I love about you, Kurt, is as a narrator for me, you've got to allow the witness to report it. So you land stuff for me. You are witness and we become witness to your reporting. And I love that for me, you're landing the ideas. You're still switching. I mean, I could, say what I would like to hear, but who cares? It's only my opinion. I feel that you landed things. You're confident. You have a fabulous voice. Your characters were great. Your switching was great. Could you go farther? Could you have a moment where the car runs out of control? Sure. But I just think you're fantastic. So there you go.
Thanks, Ellie. JMC.
Yeah, I mean, the moment you open your mouth, we know we have a good professional actor on our hands. I don't have a whole lot else to say other than that. You're engaging, you're fun to listen to, you tell a darn good story, and I'd buy your book.
Deb.
I agree. You're very professional, so I'm just going to be extremely critical just to give something that I was hearing as well. I love how you control your breath to tell the story. I think you have such a good control of your instrument. You know what you're doing. It's not that we need to question whether you should be doing this. Of course you should, and deservingly so. You deserve to be here. You're a great storyteller. I felt like the narrator was a bit cold, and maybe that was on purpose for sure, and maybe everybody enjoys that. But for me, he felt a bit standoffish in some spots and felt like he was just kind of going into the stating it in the odd moment, but it was such an odd moment, and it's such a fussy critique. It still really was beautiful. Thank you for bringing us where you bring us. I loved it when you talked about them kicking her. I really felt it. I really felt when that kick happened. So I really love that. And I love that they circled. I just had a nice moment there. And then you slowed down on the crown to soul. That you made a very staccato choices. You make really nice choices, Kurt. Really great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. From the mouth of a pro, yeah. Hey, this is going to be not so easy. So much talent filled up into one virtual space. I bet the judges are sweating fonts at this point. In fact, I think Ellie just dropped a Helvetica 12 point.
What? Get out.
He's like, what are you saying?
What are you saying even?
I can say that to her.
I clogged the toilet the last time I dropped one of it.
All right, it's time to bring up our next contestant. Who is up at the mic? Well, yes, it's Laura K. Welsh. She's just your typical passionate, curious, often foot-and-mouthed, awkward, friendly neighborhood voice actor. When she's not in the booth, and usually the hubby has to drag her out of there, she enjoys listening to audiobooks, only for developing her dialect skills. Obvi. She loves cooking breakfast items like sausages and attempting crazy DIY home projects like building a new house. That should probably be left to professionals. Welcome to Laura K. Welsh.
Yeah, girl.
Thank you very much. I am now nervous. I was fine before. Hi, my name is Laura Welsh, and I do like to read. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into her shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands.
Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords, body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged, and she countered, blindly, lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner, behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Thank you, Laura. Let's hear from the man who eats so much lobster, I call him J. Michael Clollins.
Oh, get out.
For just more calories. Laura, you're interesting. I felt that got stronger and stronger and stronger as it went along. You have a very unique approach in your delivery. You have this thing that's sort of staccato where you just clutch almost every word, and I liked it the more I listened to it. The first minute, I think it took you about that long to get into this read, and then you were there, you were present. I'm tempted to say there were places you were over enunciated and articulating a little too much. I sort of eased into it and got used to it as you went along, and there's a quality to your voice that made me just want to listen to it more. You're unusual, and I like it.
Thank you, JMC. DM.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Laura. I loved your slate. It was so awesome. I love knowing that you like to read. I just thought that was just inviting. I got to know you immediately in your slate, so thank you for that. I love the way you were using the breath in your characters, much like what JMC was saying. What I just suggest, especially in a situation like this, take a moment to breathe first before you begin, because you have these intense scenes coming up, and so I felt the intensity before you even started, and I think if you would have just took a breath there, I think it would have added more dynamics to your pacing. I think that you do great choices. I know that you know what you're doing. I know that you know how to tell a story. I know that you believe in your words. I know that those are all delivered to me. I do agree with what JMC said, but I would like to see you use volume changes beautifully. So there's some nice dynamics. What I didn't hear as much, what I would like to have heard more of, is pace changes. Be faster one moment to create that intensity, slow right down even in an intense moment to give me a little bit more of that bedroom quality that you have as well. When you take those nice moments to it, I think that would have just done that much more for me, but great job.
You're fabulous, Laura. You're fabulous. Okay, you are built for this. You are made for this. I agree with JMC. There's something unique about what you do. You are great. You have joy. The joy of the storyteller is in you. I can feel it, and it's unique and it's wonderful. You were nervous. You were nervous, and I heard your nerves off the beginning, and you were just going. I know the feeling. I know it, and I could feel it. And you actually said you were nervous, and you were, and then it settled. Then you kind of went, okay, I'm in it, and now I see the end, and now I'm so happy it's almost over. You know what I mean? You're fantastic. Don't worry about it. I agree with that. Let it land, man. You've got quality up the wazang, and you are made for this.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Laura. We're glad he dragged you out.
Thank you.
He's drunk, Ellie. He's just drunk.
Yeah.
Are you drunk again?
Practically. Well, it's almost time to feed the baby, but first I gotta get a baby.
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. I will feed you. Our first round is almost complete. Remember, folks, in our next round, there will be no feedback from the judges, so we can be mindful of the clock. So stay tuned on your devices as we travel across the pond. Let's welcome to the stage, Magnus Wolf. Voice actor, musician, podcaster, wanderer, Magnus Ocean Wolf lives to create and cultivate and have one foot in other worlds. UVOS is a beacon of light, and he's happy to be a part of it. Well, shine on, Magnus Wolf. Shine on.
Yeah, have at her, my friend, whenever you're ready. Have some fun.
I am Magnus Wolf. I am the Magus of Magnetism, Magnus Wolf. Greetings, salutations. Wonderful to be here, everyone. It's a pleasure to talk and orate through the pain. Oh, and hell agrees with me. Well, without further ado, it would be time for me to do my audiobook reading. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The great sword and mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled. Fanatic glee. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated, bracing against the bruising pain of impact. She flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged, and she countered blindly, lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. In the corner of her eye, his man-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner. Behind Alex, he leveled his sword, pointed her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Oh, way to put your back into it, Magnus. Here's Deb Monroe.
Sorry.
I'll use the painkillers for something,
So,
right?
so everybody knows poor Magnus is a true performer. He was very injured and is here with us, and we're just so grateful to have you, Magnus. I would just say I love how deep you are as a person. I love your depth. It's so obvious to me, and you just are the utmost of poet and storyteller. You really are. I think that your site for me was just too long. I just wish it would have been a little shorter for me because I wasn't sure what was going on. But I love that depth you have. Really nice differentiation between characters. You're a great example of how you can make intensity be intimate. So you show me really intense moments, but you have such an intimate voice. The only thing I would love to say is, because I love everything you're doing. You're making all the right choices. You're engaging me. You're bringing me into the story. But I would love volume changes from you, because a lot of it is so whispered. In fact, so whispered that some of it didn't even come through for us. And I think that that's your go-to, which I love. But I'd love to know that I can also get you bigger in volume. If I was to bring you in, I want to know I can get you full voiced as well. So that's just where I would a little bit better. But what a beautiful storyteller you are.
I love you. I think you're fantastic. You're very theatrical. There's big risks in theatricality, and I love it. And you've got to be aware, chewing the scenery and the growling and this, like the narrator became this possessed kind of thing. And it was like monstrous almost. And I kind of loved it. At first I was like, whoa, what's that? And then I was like, oh, and then I was like, you're Alex's alter ego and what's happening? Find your places to land it and simplify the drama. Otherwise, it's so intense. And trust me, I love it. I love theatrical. But in a story, and just when I'd write down, take it down, internalize it, you would. So it's not like you wouldn't switch it up, but it's the overarching energy of it, because you're so theatrically wondrous as a wizard and a storyteller. Find the subtle, small internalized places to land, and it's golden for me.
Thanks, Ellie. JM&C Bank.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add on top of finding more nuance, which is what both of the ladies are saying there. Your presence is undeniable. I mean, you have a magnificent, like Ellie said, theatrical presence, and it's certainly something that we want to keep listening to. I could hear you narrating things on major broadcast networks. So you've got the sound. A little more nuance. Maybe don't indulge it quite so much. I had a few audio glitches. I don't know if that was just me, but there were a few moments where it fell out. Yeah, I'll listen to you. I like your sound, man. It's I want to keep tuning in.
Magnificent.
I like the way you think.
Thanks, mate. JMC, tell me a little bit about VO Atlanta, if you would.
Well, it's a conference. There are going to be a lot of people there. You're going to learn a lot of stuff. You're going to make friends. You might find friends who will hire you someday. You might have too much to drink and go back to the wrong room, in which case we'll call security. But other than that, it's going to be an absolute blast. VOAtlanta.me. That's VOAtlanta.me, not me, the website. Get your X sessions. I hate to sales pitch it, but those actually legitimately are going fast. We've got quite a few that are already sold out. So come play, have fun. It is the Super Bowl of voiceover. I'm not sure if I'm legally allowed to say that, but I did. So sue me.
And they'll see most of us judges there too. A lot of the judges
Exactly.
are going to be
And you'll see the finale.
Yes, which is when? March 23rd.
Right. Yeah, of course, the UVOS. Yeah, all these other people are going to be there with on the stage on the 23rd of March after the opening ceremony. So come and have an absolute blast and see us crown a winner.
Well, it's coming down to a few folks left, and in the booth, please welcome Chris Tester. You know what, Chris has been a full-time VO since 2017. When he's recording, Chris is accompanied by his studio cat, Honey, on a daily basis. Let's see if Chris can claw his way to the top. Go for it, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, go for it. You're awesome.
Thank you very much. This is Audiobook Script 1, Revision 256, narrated by Chris Tester and brought to you by Audible. Chapter 1, How to Catch a Lioness. No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped, whipping her blade into a reverse crescent. Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword-on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack, in a series of harsh, chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forward to lock swords, body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped to an upright stance. Alex charged, and she countered blindly, Lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late, she saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip into a corner behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Thank you, Chris. Here's Ellie Soiree.
Oh, Chris, I adore you. Oh my God. What a talent you are. The fact that you have a studio cat, that's what's giving you all the mojo. It's got to be that, witchcraft. You're familiar there, right? I just love your accent. You could say anything to me. You could read the telephone book. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's the fact that you've done this before. The fact that you introduced the book and the title, nobody else had done that. So you obviously had fun and looked it up. And I go, man, you did your homework. That's a real voice actor. Just the intensity, the mystery, the strength, the speed, the wonderful, gentle moment that you found at the end. Because I was going, I want you to, and then you did it. And I was like, oh, you tricked me. You had me when you opened your mouth. Sorry, it was just fabulous.
Thanks, Ellie. JMC.
Yeah, I mean, you're a star. You know you're a star, and it comes from the read. The other thing I agree with Ellie about as you did your research on this, you figured out what this was about. You also, I know I've met Chris before. I know Chris. I know Chris plans things. I know he's deliberate, and I could hear some very conscious choices that were planned before you did this read. I was starting to wonder whether the middle of this, with all the action, was becoming a little bit too much like football play by play. So used to saying pay to play these days. Play by play. I talk for a living. And I was craving that small thing that Ellie talked about too. And then you gave it to us at the end. And I had mentally marked you down for that a little bit, but then I realized, no, you did that on purpose. That was a choice. You wanted to keep the action going throughout that piece. And then you decided to give it to us at the end and you landed the plane, and it doesn't suck, man.
Yep.
Hey, you don't suck, Chris. Just saying. Listen, thanks for being here. We're so glad we got you on. You're so talented. All your auditions were amazing. I'm not going to repeat everything the judges have already said because they nailed it on everything. I loved your personal slate. Thank you so much for that. That was so funny. We did several revisions on the scripts this week. Scripts seemed to be an issue this week, but oh well, screw it. We're the clients, we decide. I love how you played with that in that and brought us in. I agree. You really did your homework on that. I love the way you brought us in with your intimate and the depth that you gave. Like when you talk about the great of the sword, again, I felt everything. Thank you for bringing me into the story and taking me on a ride. I enjoyed it. Great job, Chris. You're very talented.
Thank you, Chris. Cracker Johns. Or is it Jill's? Anyway,
oh my gosh.
I didn't write it. This could be an accident.
We didn't write that either. Just saying.
I didn't write it.
I think I might have. Anyway, we're really moving, and our last audition script is coming up. You've all done a fantastic job, seriously. And just for being here, we salute you, and thank you for pouring your hearts and souls into this fun, friendly, wild, and wondrous competition, celebrating all things storytelling as the ultimate VO survivors. And in the room walks our audience favorite from the initial auditions, earning a well-deserved spot from the round one auditions. Welcome, Sasha Chambers. Let me tell you about Sasha. She's always been engaged in the pursuit and exploration of creative development, including 20 years as a glassblower, teaching Pilates and mobility. I like the Pilates. You should see my body now. A podcaster and improv actor, Sasha is relatively new to the art of voiceover, yet nailed pretty much every category she entered. Ready to transport you into a different world, thrilled to see where this journey takes her. Give it up for Sasha.
Wow, what an intro. Thank you so much. I'm Sasha Chambers, and I'm super excited to be here and do this audiobook read for you. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
No one ever wins fighting defensively, Alex snarled. I'm not the one obsessed with winning, Alana gasped. Whipping her blade into a reverse crescent, Alex faltered and blocked jarringly, almost too late. She clenched her teeth and swung lightning down into a vertical butterfly, scoring lightly across Alex's middle to bite into his shoulder. The grate of sword on mail made her wince. She leapt back to escape his countercut. They circled, the fanatic gleam deepening in Alex's eyes. Alana gripped Lightning's jewel-studded hilt with both hands. Now it was her turn to attack in a series of harsh chopping blows meant to cleave Alex from crown to soul. He blocked, retreating, then lunged forwards to lock swords body to body. As she strained under his downward pressure, Alex snarled and kicked her in the stomach. Alana yelled and went down, rolling away as he sliced at her. The gold mail across her shoulders grated. Bracing against the bruising pain of impact, she flipped into an upright stance. Alex charged and she countered blindly, lightning extracting another screech of metal from his armor. He retreated. She lunged. They exchanged a flurry of blows and blocks, neither gaining an advantage. From the corner of her eye, his men-at-arms distracted her. A breath too late. She saw the complex pass he'd begun. Lightning flew out of her grip behind Alex. He leveled his sword point at her throat, smiling tightly. Say farewell, lioness.
Nice, Sasha.
Thank you.
JMC sickness.
Sorry. Wow. I love your sound. Love how engaged you are. Love your storytelling ability. Love the fact that you fumbled at one point and then got right back on the horse and just kept going like nothing ever happened. That's a pro move. I might have engaged with you more than anybody so far tonight. You just took me on a fun ride. You had very distinct characters. You made a similar choice to our last contestant, going with a lot of action in the middle, but you have these little tempo changes and little volume changes along the way that keep you engaged, even when you seem to be in something in a similar feel for a period of time. And you landed the plane well. I've used that phrase a few times tonight. What a great group of actors we've got on this week. And yeah, you're among the stars. Nicely done.
Defo, Dead Monstrosity.
Great job, Sasha. First of all, the fact that you're newer to this industry is just overwhelmingly amazing. If you guys watch all her original auditions, just fantastic. The audience totally got it right by voting you in. You're our golden ticket, if you will. I fell in love with you in your slate. I just fell in love with your person, your sound, your tone, everything. I just fell in love with you there. I really did. I love that you took your time as well. I think that's a big thing for a lot of people. They don't know how to take their time in the beginning, especially in a situation like this. And I love that you did that. There was distinct differentiations between your characters. You bring me in big time. Now, here's a really weird thing. You have a really great use of breath. But then I also felt it was over gaspy in areas. So I would just be careful with that a little bit. Like, I know why you would do that. I totally get that. But it felt just a little overplayed in the breath a bit for the narrator. I think not as much of it I would have loved in it, because I thought it was perfect choice for the narrator as well. But then, I'd say, okay, you're getting gaspy, but then you'd switch it up and you'd I love that you play with your dynamics and your pacing and your choices. You're a wonderful storyteller. Thank you.
I knew she'd do it. She hit the buzzer. Elle?
You're the gold ticket. Like that was Pilates. That was a Pilates friggin' read right there, man. It had everything going on. I kept going. You were switching genres of this in the story itself, which I was like, you were Captain Kirk at one point. I was like, whoa, there's so much going on. And just when I thought, okay, the speed, she's actually going through to the next line and she's buttoning it. Oh, scores. And then you landed it and slowed down the car. Now I'm in JMC's, I'm in the car, or the plane, or whatever we're in. There's so much wonderful use of speed and landing it and then halting it. I just find you unique, and I loved the use of breath. And I said right off the top, humble and charming. I love you.
Well, if I could vote, you'd have mine.
Your vote counts, Mr. Mike.
Well, not really. It's hard being amazing. I tried. Actually, I can be. I wrote this track, by the way. This was for a Ford commercial, never got picked up, so I sent it over to Toyota, and they threw it out. All right, it's time to get prepared for round 2. I'm just killing time so Jade can get prepared with the next little video thing. Our tremendous tech team will bring back all the talent in the room, and we'll take a special moment to watch some audition highlights from our contestants' original auditions. Hey, folks at home, remember to like, share, and vote. And we'll be right back after when, Jade, after this. And in 3, 2, 1, there we go.
Hello.
Hola.
Hello. Yes, energy. This is where things generally go sideways.
I mean, by the time we reach adulthood, we're often weighed down by a slew of expectations and responsibilities.
And disappointments that collectively limit our creative energy. Think of your energy as your bank account that has a balance.
Without any savings in reserve, it's hard to put down a payment on a new house.
Well, energy is the primary currency of the universe. And before you can attract what you want,
know that you will have to pay for it with your energy. Energy is a complex subject.
And by using the practices in these modules, you've started recouping yours. The more energy that you have, the faster you can move towards achieving your goals.
Here are 8 ways you can focus your energy. 1. Get rid of distractions.
First things first, you need to eliminate distractions.
Number 2, coffee in small doses.
3. Make a to-do list. 4. Put a lock on social media.
Number 5, fuel your body.
Number 6. Get enough sleep. Now that is a tough one.
7, set a smart goal. I choose to doom scroll less.
And number 8, practice being more mindful.
You know, some say there is a certain magic in storytelling, and I must agree.
I am the shade. Through the dolent city I flee. Through the eternal woe I take flight. Along the banks of the river Arno I scramble, breathless.
Turning left onto Via di Castellani, making my way northward, huddling in the shadows of the Uffizi. And still they pursue me.
Their footsteps grow louder now as they hunt with relentless determination. For years they have pursued me. Their persistence has kept me underground.
Forced me to live in purgatory, laboring beneath the earth like a chthonic monster. I am the shade.
I am the shade. Here above ground, I raise my eyes to the north, but I am unable to find a direct path to salvation, for the Apennine Mountains are blotting out the first light of dawn. I pass behind the palazzo with its crenellated tower and one-handed clock, snaking through the early morning vendors in Piazza di San Firenze,
With their hoarse voices smelling of lampredotto and roasted olives. Crossing before the Bargello, I cut west toward the spire of the Badia.
And come up hard against the iron gate at the base of the stairs. Here all hesitation must be left behind.
I turn the handle and step into the passage from which I know there will be no return. I urge my leaden legs up the narrow staircase, spiraling skyward on soft marble treads.
Pitted and worn. The voices echo from below, beseeching. They are behind me, unyielding.
Closing in, they do not understand what is coming.
nor what I have done for them. Ungrateful land.
Nor what I have done for them. Ungrateful land.
Ungrateful land.
Going for it? Yeah, I wrote this track too. A little braggadocious here. I'm allowed. But from what we've witnessed tonight, it makes you want to be a voice actor, doesn't it? What an incredible first round. But just when you thought it was safe to use the facilities, JMC, kapow! Round 2 is coming at you live from the Get Mike website, Twitch TV, Facebook Live, and YouTube. See, when it flips this little file, it drives me crazy. So sit back and cheer on your favorite, those at home, for your favorite VO for the narration documentary round. Now it's time to turn the page as we take you into a unique perspective on a fun documentary brought to you by our sponsor, Bodalgo. All right, we're going to go in this order. You ready? I'm going to fade this out. Joanne, you ready to step up to the mic?
I'm
All right.
ready.
Here we go with Joanne.
We're taking you behind the scenes for a hidden camera secret look at a rare sight out in the wild. In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result, more and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rock star style.
All that with a pith helmet. Wow. Chris, you are up, my friend.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result, more and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience with little understanding of how to bring these clients into the light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world. Isn't that right, Armin? Yeah, my English friend is very right. The money is in the post, Chris. Thus, creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style.
Thank you, Chris. Laura, give it a go, please.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result? More and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style. Yeehaw!
Thanks, Laura. Captain Kurt.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But The harmony is in grave danger, as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result: more and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bidalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bidalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style.
Thanks, Kurt. Sam, you are up to the mic.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger, as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talents into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in the growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with the once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result: more and more clients end up with subpar work, created by inexperience with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bidalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talents, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bidalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style.
Thanks, Sam. Hey, Dennis, you're up.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger, as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voiceover actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result: more and more clients end up with subpar work, created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into the light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bidalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony, with great return. Bidalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style.
Thanks, Dennis. And right beside you is Alexander.
Yo, Alexander V. In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the environment. The result, more and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talents and conducts, its transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony. With great return, Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style.
Thanks, Alexander. Magnus, you're on.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets, meant to pay for the best talent, into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result, more and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into the light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talents, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style. Baby.
Thanks, Magnus. Sarah.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets, meant to pay for the best talent, into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with the once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result? More and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style.
Thanks, Sarah. Sasha.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets, meant to pay for the best talent, into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result? More and more clients end up with subpar work, created by inexperience with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact. Rockstar style.
Thanks, Sasha. Avery, time to kick it.
Okie doke. Sorry, I gotta scroll up. In their natural habitat. No. In their natural habitat. Voiceover talent. No, that's not right either. In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger, as predators try to funnel clients' budgets, meant to pay for the best talent, into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result? More and more clients end up with subpar work, created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all of its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact, rockstar style. Diddle-a-diddle-a-new. That's a guitar.
Thanks, Avery. Cassandra.
In their natural habitat, voice-over talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger, as predators try to funnel clients' budgets meant to pay for the best talent into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result? More and more clients end up with subpar work, created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Bodalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony with great return. Bodalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact. Rockstar style.
Thanks, Cassandra. Last but not least, Hannah.
In their natural habitat, voiceover talents and their clients used to coexist in a happy equilibrium of professional work and professional rates. But the harmony is in grave danger as predators try to funnel clients' budgets, meant to pay for the best talent, into their own pockets. The once thriving community of voice actors is left starving in a growing wasteland of declining rates and increasing commissions, fees, and membership tiers, tampering with a once coexisting habitat and changing the landscape. The result? More and more clients end up with subpar work created by inexperience, with little understanding of how to bring these clients into light. But not all hope is lost. For over a decade, Badalgo.com fights decreasing rates, upholds professional quality, vets all its talent, and conducts transparent and ethical business practices in the voice acting world, thus creating a thriving world of collaboration and successful harmony, with great return. Badalgo.com, award-winning online casting with impact. Rockstar style.
Thanks, Tana. All right. Ellie Ray, Deb, J. Michael Collins, you want to say anything?
I want to say that I love you all and you're all winners and you've made it incredibly difficult this evening. Know that you are alchemists, you're magicians, you're wondrous, and you are top tier. So no prize or pick can take that away from you. You're spectacular. And thank you for all that you gave tonight and your creative energy that is very healing to the world. So thank you for that, gang.
Star-studded cast, really incredible. Tons of talent in this room, people who are going to have long, happy, thriving careers in this industry, and pleasure to listen to you all tonight.
Ditto on everything my partners just said there. You guys did a fantastic job. This is a crazy, chaotic situation. We're so grateful you guys plunged in and just took the risk to have fun with us. We thank you, everybody at home as well. We're just so grateful that you gave us this opportunity to just kind of play and give us a home. So I'm glad you guys all connected well together. It's wonderful to see wonderful talent. You're making it very difficult for the rest of us. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, well, the judges have said it all, and you've made it very difficult for them. All right, judges, it's time to finalize your votes. So go to your scorecards, check your notes, and make your final decision. The blood, sweat, and tears poured out tonight all comes down to this moment where the totals shall be tallied and the top score points will determine our winner. Who will walk away with the ultimate prize? I don't know. Do you know? Hey, folks at home, give us your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. And just to keep you committed to the show each week, we will announce the winners who will attend the grand finale March 23rd following our animation episode. Watch for our winning announcement to be posted March 24th. And please stay tuned. And let's give everyone a big hand for an incredibly, absolutely incredible job in the story realm. Sheer magic. All right, from everyone here at the virtual SkyPod, hello, SkyPod, come in. This is Get Mike and the entire team of the Ultimate VO Survivor Take 3, signing off and wishing everyone to stay safe and stay creative. See you at the mic with me, Mr. Mike.
Get Mic'd, the Ultimate VO Survivor Take 3 could not happen without a whole bunch of incredible people, creatures, and others, best known as our sponsors and donors. Our presenting sponsor, Bodalgo. Location sponsor, VO Atlanta. Joining forces with our platinum sponsors, Closing Credits, and VoiceOver Network. Our booth sponsor, Bear Cave Sound Booths. Gold sponsors, Good Novel, Dally Cartoon, and Sean Marquez. Distribution sponsor, VoiceOver Extra. Our sound wouldn't be the same without Voices and Sound, Roman Barry. And our creators, Ellie Ray and Deb Monroe. Look at this phenomenal lineup of sponsors. The list keeps growing and growing. Geez, I think this is my 15th pickup. Wow, I never take 15 takes. Except that time with the... Nah, never mind. Anyway, here they are. Hale Kaimu, JMC Demos, Amazing Demos, The Voice Acting Academy, One Voice Conference, Voice 123, The Voice Realm, Micmacs, The Art of Jared Alvin, Kim Handysides, VO Boss, and Ganguza Voice Productions, Global Voice Acting Academy, Casting Call Club, Voice Island, Daily VO, Icom Productions, Daryl Hogan, the V123 Pros, Larry Hudson VO, Antland Productions, Joshua Alexander Voiceovers, Malie Hutton Coaching, George the Tech, Cashman Commercials, Gravy for the Brain Canada, the Home Voiceover Studio Master, Cast Voices, Accent Reduction Coaching with Francois Balthazar, Mocap U, Sound for VO, Coaching for Voice and Sound, The Dawn of Voice, Levo Takeover, Ellen Dubin, Electric Lips Productions, Lau Lapidus Company, Bootleg The Band, Imagine Media, On the Mic Training, Source Connect, The Shepherd Agency, The Voiceover Collective, The Voiceover Resource Guide, Kim Herden, Voice Talent Online, Kyle Hayhoop, Tony Daniels, Jade Ball, Zach Hendricks, Trudy Sue Hicks, Rachel Z. And the list keeps growing. Thank you for all you do for the voice community. Now, let's get mic'd. The Ultimate VO Survivor, Take 3, coming soon to a device near you.